Hey, what's going on? SAHSOUH here. What I forgot today's Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Almost at 3 there. But yeah, what I forgot today is a pros and cons list type thing. And just to see the good and bad things of Black Ops 4 so far, of what we know at least. And this is like kind of opinion based, but kind of not as well. But the way I'm doing this here is for every good thing, I'm going to put 1 point or 2 points. Every bad thing is -1 point. And it's out of 25. So yeah, because I put 25 different things on this list. It's because I also put 2 things in case one thing was really good. And I was going to put originally -2, but there's nothing that was really that bad, I guess. And there's also zeros, but the zeros are just placeholders. Just a point for me to go over that explains the other points. You'll see what I mean when I get into the video. But yeah, this is going to be kind of a long video, so bear with me. I'll put timestamps in the description down below for everything I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so first up is 5v5. Now I put 0 points for 5v5 because at first it looks like it's a bad thing, but after talking to a lot of like content creators who played Black Ops 4, they said it really wasn't that big of a deal, and that the way the game feels and plays is really smooth, and even though it's 5v5, you won't even feel the difference. So I put 0 points for that, and I just want to make that clear real quick, which leads us into our second point, which is small maps. I put +1 point for this one because it was small map. A lot of maps are pretty small, so they play well with the 5v5, which is really good. And I'm not sure if they adjusted the maps because of the 5v5 or vice versa. They did 5v5 because the maps are small. I'm not quite sure what it was, but regardless, I think small maps are good. And yeah, alright, third point. It's the fast kill feed. So I put -1 point for that because it's a bad thing, I think, in my opinion. So what I mean here is that the kill feed goes away really quickly. And I'm going to put a clip right now. This is a friend of mine, Dexbot. He was at the event and he recorded. I'm using his footage. So shout out to Dexbot for that. I'll link stuff in the description down below. And so yeah, I'm going to play this in slow motion right here. This clip right here plays. So just slow down the player on YouTube. Just hit slower speed like 0.25 or 0.5. Okay, as you can see, I just played those 2 clips, okay? I'll play in the background as well again. But as you can see, the kill feed goes away in about 2 seconds in BO4. After every kill you get, the kill feed goes away, like it goes away from the kill feed in 2 seconds. That is really quick. Think about it this way, if a sniper wants to get a 5 on, they have to get 5 kills in 2 seconds. 5 kills in 2 seconds. You know how crazy that it is? How absurd that is? And not to mention as well, like, in BO3 it was 5 seconds. I played a comparison clip between BO3 and Black Ops 4 just so I can compare it, and it was 5 seconds in BO3 and 2 seconds in Black Ops 4. So yeah, that's kind of a really bad thing for snipers. Alright, and next up is the graphics. And I put -1 for graphics because the graphics so far are pretty bad on the pre-alpha. But again, this is the pre-alpha, it's going to make that clear. It's pre-alpha, it's not set in stone, these are not the graphics, and a lot of things have changed. Because, what's it called? Okay, I'm just gonna mention the graphics, okay? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Which leads us to our next point, which is comparison to BO3 Alpha. During the BO3 Alpha, like the trailers and stuff, it changed a lot. From the trailers and to what it is now. It changed a huge amount, and you'd be surprised how much it actually did change. I'm gonna play right now a snippet from the BO3 trailer. And this is the trailer. This is from back in like June, I think. June of 2015. Okay? And here is me trying to replay the similar aspects of the trailer in BO3 now. Like this is taken today. Okay? This is not exactly the same thing, but it's the same things. So like I got several kills to the site. The kill feed changes. As you can see on the medals, the changes of the color of medals is really like different. It's a lot of difference. Even the wall on Combine on the side is really different. The colors. And it's the way the lights are on the map, like how it's lit up, is a lot different. So that's why I put 1 for comparison to the alpha, and just the graphics I put -1. It's because they could improve it during the launch, but they could also slack off and not fix it. But in BO3 they fixed it in 5 months, which is good. So I'm hoping they fix it again here. All right, next up is armor, and if you guys don't know, armor is a perk, or I think it's a perk at least, where it allows you to have extra like health. Basically it's armor, it's literally armor. And I put -1 for this because it is really annoying. every video I've watched about Black Ops 4 and every gameplay I've seen, it's just annoying. It's annoying to play against, and it's annoying to just counter. There's no counter to it. Like it's I've seen clips of it taking 7 shots to kill somebody with the what's it called, with their bullets if they have armor on, and it's just really absurd how annoying it is. And so yeah, they gotta fix that for sure, because it just rewards bad players, and it could be like requisitions from World War II, which again is very bad. Okay, next up is the health change. So I put 0 for this just because it has good and bad things. Okay, so the good thing about it is that it's quicker than normal health regen. It takes like a second or two at max, versus an older game takes like 5 seconds. So it's quicker. But see, the bad thing about it is that you have to get used to it. And every person I've watched, they said it's kind of weird to get used to it at first because it's not automatic health regen. But like after like half an hour, 40 minutes, you start to like kind of get the feel to it. And I'm guessing as time progresses as well, it'll be even like better and better. It's not so hard, you know. So I think it's kind of fine. I guess it's not that bad, you know. That's why I put it at 0. Okay, and next up is new specialists, and I put a +1 for that because it's new specialists. It's good. The specialist system in BO3 was pretty good in my opinion, and I liked it quite a bit. And in this game now we have 8 specialists, and they each have 2 things as well, like usual. And so far specialists are pretty good, and they are pretty similar. Not all of them. So we have Nomad, Vision Pulse, we have Annihilator. We have a lot of similar ones from BO3, not all of them. Okay, and next up is the Fog of War new map style. And I put -1 for this because honestly, they're kind of overcomplicating the game. I get that trying to make more strategy involved into the game, but like the Fog of War is just over, like what's the point? Like I really don't get it. There's no point to it. It's just like making the game more like complicated than it needs to be. And a new player might not understand what's going on with the Fog of War, which would intimidate them. So yeah, that's kind of a bad one in my opinion. Alright, so next, another bad one here is attachments for the attachments for guns are different for each gun. So I put -1 for that because Treyarch kind of holds your hand with this, because if they tell you what you can and can't have on a gun, it's kind of like saying, for example, a VMP, you can't put grip on it. You know, that's just an example. It's not actually in the game. Or actually, no, that's kind of inaccurate. Let's just say, okay, a bar from World War II without grip on it. They'll tell you, like, they won't put it available so that no one can use it. And it kind of tells the bad player, like, you don't need grip for this gun, you know? Like, it has good recoil. And it kind of, like, it's like holding your hand, I guess. Like, it's telling you don't need these attachments. And it's kind of useless. Like, I don't get why they put different attachments. Because before, it'd just be same attachments for all different types of categories, which is good. I think that's fine. I don't get why they changed that. And there's different tiers as well. Like, there's 3 different types of tiers for extended mags, I think. I'm pretty sure at least. Or there might be 2, I'm not quite sure, but in the trailer, it shows that there's 3 different colors of magazine size. And I'm guessing each magazine size represents each color. There was, I think, red, blue, and orange, or yellow. But yeah, I don't get why there's tiers and stuff. I think it's kind of a bit much. Okay, and next up is the sliding is back. So sliding is a really fun feature to use, and it speeds up the pace of the game, so it's good that it's back, and I added the +1 for that, which is good. And next up is the Grappling Hook. Grappling Hook is a new feature in the game, and you might say it's a bad thing, and it might get annoying because like everyone could use it. All 5 players might use it, and it'd be annoying playing versus grappling hooks. But that's my next point. I'll explain that in a second here. But yeah, it's kind of fun, and it adds different like elements of the game. So it's not only boots on the ground. It also has that grappling hook aspect to it, which is kind of nice. And my next point here, is for 0 points, or 0 whatever you want to call it, 0 whatever. Like it has no factor, and it's only one specialist per like each person can only use, or how can I explain this better? For each team, you can only have 1 specialist. So you can't have 2 ruins, and you can't have 2 guided spikes in the same game. So you can't just have 2 of everything. Like you can't have 2 or more of everything. It's only 1 per team. So kind of like similar to Overwatch, where you can only have 1, like Mercy, for example. So going back to grappling hooks, it won't be too annoying because only 1 person can use it per game, so that's not too bad. So yeah, okay. And oh, this is a pretty important point. I like this a lot. And it's both players get the kill if 1 player gets over 75% of damage. Or not 75 damage, not 75%. But yeah, I put 2 points for this because it's really like, this is really like nice feature because it gives both players a kill. A lot of times teams will steal your kill and it's kind of annoying, and the only thing you get is assists out of it, which is really annoying and frustrating because you did the most damage. But now it rewards both players, the person who got the kill and the person who had the most damage. So yeah, I'm glad they have that. Okay, and next up is the recoil system, and the recoil system is like getting a good buff. So I had a +1 for this. So what's happening is that the recoil patterns for each gun are gonna be different, but they're consistent. So like each pattern will be the same, like it won't change. It's not RNG. It's consistent for each gun, which is good because then you can know like how the recoil pattern is and like how to adjust your aim and stuff, and you'll be better with that gun specifically over time. And next up is League Play, and I added +1 for this because League Play was a really good competitive system, and it's quite nice. Like League Play is from Black Ops. If you guys don't know, it's a fan favorite. A lot of people will like it, and a lot of people did like it back in the day, and it's good that it's back, and that's pretty good. So yeah, +1 for that. Alright, next up is the multiplayer. It has a storyline, there's lots of missions to it. And what I mean by this is that there's no campaign this year, but there is, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's kind of like missions and like a backstory to the characters in multiplayer. So yeah, that's basically what it is. I'm not quite sure like how to explain it too well, but it's good that it's in the game because it adds storyline and depth to the actual multiplayer, which is good, and it gives like side missions as well, so it's something to do. And yeah, alright, next up is the beta, and this is really nice that they're having it in a beta as well. They confirmed the beta but not the date, which is kind of worrying to me. I'm hoping it's not too late, but yeah, +1 for that because like the beta can help a lot with the game. The Bo3 beta, I'm pretty sure it helps quite a bit. Like it changed a lot between the beta and the full game, and I'm glad that they did a beta because it opened their eyes a lot for what we want in the community. So yeah, beta is good. Alright, so next up, PC implementation, and this is like a better PC support basically. So I put 2 points for this because it helps quite a bit that we have a good port to PC. So the PC version of Black Ops 4 is going to be much better because Blizzard and their company's working on it. I forget the company name, but they're working on it, and it will be on Battle.net. So it'll prevent hackers, it'll prevent a lot of stuff, and it's 4K, like it can support 4K ultra wide monitors, uncapped frame rate, everything like that, which is crazy. And that's really good because Black Ops, Call of Duty in general has always been bad on PC, but now they finally have another company working on it to make it better, and Blizzard is helping with it as well, which is really nice. And yeah, alright, next up is the swimming mechanics are better. So swimming is back in Bo4, and there's also like better AI and stuff for fish and stuff. That sounds crazy for me to say, but yeah, it's kind of a little simple thing, but it's nice to have like swimming and stuff, you know. It can add for a little more, like you can make some videos, like you can make some funny videos out of swimming and stuff like that in the game. So I'm glad they added it in. And so yeah, and they also upgraded the mechanics, so 1 point for that. Oh, and next up is the play of a game. Play of a game is back, and they're putting it back to normal, like how it was in World War II. I like play of a game in World War II. It's pretty nice, and it's kind of good for snipers as well because they get their little clip at the end, which is pretty cool. It's kind of bad for trick shotters, but I'm not quite sure how they're gonna adjust to it. But yeah. Alright, next up is pick your own spawn. I put -1 for this because I should have put -2, but I'm gonna put -1 because it's a good thing because it can help with tactics and strategy for the game, so people can improve at like strategy, you know, that's basically what it is. But at the same time, the good thing about Call of Duty, that's something that's always been good, is that there is no respawn delay. It's really quick. You die, you spawn in quickly. It's always constant action. But then you have here 5 seconds for the kill cam, and 10 seconds for picking your own spawn. So it's like it's delaying the action, I guess. And if you want to spawn trap and stuff, it's almost impossible to spawn trap because people in this pick a different spawn point. It's that easy. And yeah, so it's kind of annoying. I don't get why they're doing that. And next up is the change up in DLC. So right now, there's no apparent season pass or just a like deluxe edition or whatever. There's only the regular version. There is no special version, nothing like that, which is kind of strange because they've always had a season pass. They've had season passes for like so long, and it looks like it's gone. It really looks like it's gone. There's no version of it on Amazon. I even saw an article on Charlie Incel saying that they're like gonna change up this year the DLC system, which is good. It's really good. So next up is boots on the ground. Now Black Ops 4 could really be boots on the ground, like completely boots on the ground, except for one thing, which is the grappling hook. That's fine, but I put a +1 for this because a lot of people like boots on the ground and they prefer to be boots on the ground, and they just, their personal preference is boots on the ground. Like World War II, I'm pretty sure the only reason it even got sales is because it's boots on the ground. Like, I'm not saying trying to sugarcoat it or whatever, but World War II is a pretty bad game. I think the only reason it did good was because it was boots on the ground. People were hyped to have like regular Call of Duty. So this is a good thing to boots on the ground. And next up is that Treyarch claims to have that Black Ops 4 will have good replayability, and that they'll support it for years to come. Now this is kind of skeptical because they claim that they didn't prove it. They didn't say anything like that, like exact specifics. They just said that this year we have good replayability like never before. And this is a good thing because in Black Ops 3 there's a lot of stuff to do. There's the 100%er, there's level 1000, there's the Dark Ops calling cards, the hero armor, dark matter camo, a lot of DLC weapons, a lot of like 40 DLC weapons, including melee weapons. I think like 20 as well without melee weapons, which is crazy. And if they're saying that this year is even better, that's really, really good. I'm like, that's really good because they've supported Black Ops 3 for 2.5 years. Like, I'm just gonna say a half because this year they've only added in like 4 weapons. So this is a good thing. I'm glad they're doing that. So yeah. All right, next up. Oh, by the way, that's 2 points. I forgot to mention that. All right, so next, because okay, let me explain real quick why I put 2 points. Because 2 points because World War II, I feel like right now it's very dead because there's no point in playing it. Like, straight up, there's no point in playing it. Chrome camo is terrible. There's no reward for level 1000. There's no reward for prestiging. Only reward you get is the extra class slot and the helmets. That is literally all. And it's really frustrating for me because I enjoy going for stuff and finishing stuff. Like, I have on Black Ops 3 the 100%er. Every DLC weapon Dark Matter. All of the Dark Ops. Level 1000. Dark Matter DLC weapons all on all of them. So it's like, what do I even do on World War II? It's so annoying. And that's why I think World War II died after like 2 or 3 months. That's it. But if they're claiming here that it has good replayability, that's really good. So yeah, I'm glad about that. That's why I put it 2 points. Okay, next up is that it's very similar to Black Ops 3 at the core. So like the core aspects of it, like the hit detection, the guns stuff, they're pretty similar to Black Ops 3, which is good. Only thing different is that there's no exos and different maps and guns, obviously, like stuff like that. But like the general, like the game at the core is like feels similar to Black Ops 3, which is good. And this next point is kind of controversial, but most creators that have like went there to TV events and record and stuff have said that the game is enjoyable. It's fun, but it's like it needs some fixes basically. Now I put this for 1 point, not 2 points, because a lot of these creators were invited out to Activision. Like they got their flight paid for them and their hotels paid for them and stuff. Like they're saying this kind of out of kindness as well, not like, and not just all opinion. Because like if you got invited back to it, like imagine in your view, okay, Activision invites you, they pay for your flight, they pay for your hotels, and for just even letting you record footage and stuff. You kind of want to be nice to them, you know, like they're nice to you, to be nice to them as well. But at the same time, like they also give like criticism and stuff. Like they all said like Armor is bad or whatever, and they all like gave actual good criticism. That's why I'm counting their opinions and not like completely leaving them out of us, because like if they said the game's fun but like needs some like adjustment and stuff, which is good, it's not like they're all just like they're paid by Activision, you know. It's not like that at all. But yeah, it's kind of controversial, but like I think generally most people said that the game was good, which is a good sign. But they also give like constructive criticism, so yeah, that's kind of good. All right, lastly here we got the good score streaks. Now the score streaks in this game are pretty good. From what I've seen, they're all pretty dominant. Some of them, like the AC-130 was kind of bad, like cause whenever it was bad on like maps where it's mostly covered up, but that's kind of understandable. Where like maps almost all inside, it's kind of understandable, I guess. That's fine. But other than that, the maps looks pretty, or not the map, sorry. These score streaks looks pretty good, and good score streaks are pretty important in my opinion for Call of Duties, because it rewards good players, it makes them want to come back, and it gives the little players, like the bad players, a challenge on what to do and what to go for. Like I remember back in like Black Ops 2, my first hater, I was so like proud of myself over a hater. Like it was just a hater. So yeah, that's kind of embarrassing for me to say, but you know what I mean. Good player, like bad players, try to get those high score streaks, and they're rewarded for it. So yeah, so in conclusion, basically I like rank this game out of all the 25 things I've said, I'd give it like a 17 out of 25. And and this is like all based on points and stuff, like negative and positive points and stuff like that, all that stuff. See, 17 out of 25. This is like without any of us playing the game, like barely other people playing the game, and like all this info. So this could change a lot. And honestly, I'm kind of making this video to see where Black Ops 4 will be at in a year from now. I want to see the improvements that the game will make. And I think once a lot of us try this stuff, like later on during the beta and during the actual game, a lot of our opinions on this stuff might change. We might get used to it, stuff like that. But for right now, like the current standpoint, 17 out of 25 is my opinion and like sort of like how I view it. Let me know what you guys disagree or agree with me on some of these points. I know this video is kind of long, so I appreciate you guys watching all the way through. If you guys did watch all the way through, I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you guys think, what you agree with, what you disagree with. And yeah, so I'm getting done with the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. And yeah, goodbye.